It's Yang Trader. It is hump day, which means it is crude day. Now, the API report came out last night, and it was a draw, but it was pretty small. It was 0.6 million barrels. Gasoline had a draw of 1.7 million. Distillates had a build of 2.3 million, and Cushing had a build of zero point 0.2 million. So the EIA report will be out today at 10:30, and that's usually a market mover, but everything's going to be dependent on that war situation. Okay, let's take a look here at crude oil, WTI, and Brent, and we'll take a look at natural gas, and then we'll take a look at gold and silver, and at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, on a recommendation to buy, study stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil, WTI, daily chart and your weekly chart. Now, I can see here we have this nice, good crossover. Okay, so I watched my video last night. It says that 8 days is going to cross the 21-day and the 50-day. Now, if this comes down here, this could be very, very good support, just like it was right here and like right there. Okay, now, what we got here on the upside is all we have to do is look at that price channel. Okay, 82.42. Okay, all that is the top of the candle, and that is the gap. Okay, then we look to the bottom of this candle right here. 83.20, that's your fill, okay? And then what we do is we're going to come right over here to this 50-day. That's going to be your big target, okay? Sitting at 86.19. Now we get above it, you got 88.62 level and 88.91 level. That is going to be your upside action. Now, something big dramatic happens, well, then we can come bring this price channel right across. Here's your target up here at 93.64. Bring this across, and we have 95.47, and then that one right across there at 97 flat. That would be your upside targets, okay? Now, here on the downside, this is what we're watching this 8-day, 78.51. That's going to be very, very key, okay? So, again, if we lose that, we'll come right at the top of this candle right here. You're looking at 76.08. And then we're going to be looking for that 200-day at 74.72. That's going to be key support. And then what we do is we have this 8-day at 74.60. And we have that 200-day at 74.37. And then we can venture right on down here. What do we got at that 50-day? We got 72.69 and we have 73.37. So we have a lot of good support, but this is what I'm watching is this 8-day. As this moves up, even if this comes down here, could be a buying opportunity here to just ride that wave all the way up here, up to that 50 SMA here. But let's just see how it all shakes out. Now, and I say a downside, just watch that key 8 SMA, be very, very key. And then we start running all to the thick of it when you have your, your 200-day, your 50-day, your 100-day over here on your weekly chart. But realistically, this is what I'm looking for here. If it comes down, is to hold that key 8 SMA here at 74.61. Now, 54, that's still plenty of room to run. The green is over your red, shows momentum to the upside. This here, the bar is curling up. This has plenty of room to run, so this is actually looking very, very good. Any kind of pullback, I really believe, is going to be a buying opportunity because remember, nothing in the Gulf there is, is solved. Okay, the Straits of Hormuz is still undecided. The war with Iran is still undecided. And this isn't going to go on, settle out here in weeks or whatever like this. This is going to take a long, long time. Just remember that Ukraine-Russia war, okay? They thought it was going to be over here, 2-3 months, 4 months. What has this been now, 4 years? I think it started in 2022. So, just trade the range. That's the key. Okay, let's take a look here now at Brent crude. Okay, here we have the old Brent crude. Okay, so we're looking here pretty good. Pretty much the same kind of a scenario. Okay, so on the downside, you're watching this key 8 SMA here at 82.17, and then we'll be watching that 79.06 level. Okay, then when we get down, then next we have 79.15 level right here, and then we have 78.90 level, and then we can venture all the way down here to the 77.16, which is your 21-day. We have 77.08, and then we have your 100-day sitting right there at that 74.52. So you have a lot of good support here going underneath here. Now, the key is, again, is that 8-day. Cross the 21-day here, cross that 200-day, and now she's moving up. If there's a pullback here, I'll be looking for a trade to take this up higher. Or, again, same way with WTI, if we break yesterday's high, I'll be taking also a trade. Now you can see this gap here is already filled. So yesterday made this high of 87.54 nicely. Okay, now your next level right there is going to be at the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 88.40, and then we'll be looking right here for this 90.56. That's going to be very, very key. Now, again, we can get above that. We have this key 100-day at 93.61, and then 93.83 level. And obviously, if we get above that, all we do is do the same thing at WTI, bring it right across 96.36. Bring it right across here. What do you got? 98.05, and then we come right up there to your 99 flat. Okay, but This be careful, like say on this here and WTI, because the 50-day is coming on down. That's going to be strong resistance here. But again, I do like this 8-day crawling on up here. 56, we've got plenty of room to run. Degrees over red, momentum to the upside. The bars are curling up here. This has plenty of room to run. So again, it's all going to be news related here in the WTI and in the Brent. Okay, let's take a look at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Okay, now we have just absolute, pretty much record heat going on where I am here. Yesterday it was like 100 degrees, and last night I was watching the Tour de France, and they said, oh, the temperature was down. It was like 91 degrees there. They've been averaging over 100 degrees there in France. And when you look at the territory, that's one thing that's not just the bike racing, but I always like the scenery and everything. And man, everything is just brown. I mean, just burnt. You got the green trees, but everything is just, I mean, just an absolute scorcher kind of a situation. So we're supposed to get a little bit of relief here. We have to see how that shakes out. Now, we had this bottoming tail here at 84.70. So all we have to do is look at the bottom of this candle, bring that price channel right across here. What you have? You had your 85. That was your key support level. Okay, now if we start losing that level, then all we do is bring this across here. This is your next target at 2.798. Okay, then we just bring this right across. What do you have? Okay, 2.75. And then we come right across here at 2.67, and we'll bring it right across there. Okay, 2.59, and then you retest down here at 2.49 if it keeps right on going down. Okay, now here on the upside, well, it got to pretty much the same scenario. It's just in reverse. Okay, roughly 298 right there, and roughly 298 here. So that's going to be very, very strong resistance. Now you notice that this 8-day crossed the 21-day, but now crossed that 50-day. So that's going to be very, very strong resistance here on the upside. Is that 305 level, and then the 50-day at 308. Okay, and then we have the 21-day at 315. And we have the 8-day at 315. Okay, we get above that, then we have 318. Okay, then we have your 100-day at 3.33, and then we have your 50-day 3.37 and 3.44. A lot of resistance going here, even if we do get a big run up. Now, contract roll for crude is on the 17th, and contract roll for natural gas is going to be on the 26th. Level. Now again, if you're trading ETFs like UNG, OKLD, and you get a movement, okay, they're not going. Those ETFs don't move. Okay, that's just the actual like the future kind of a situation. Now again, so what we're doing is we're trading this range. So watch that 284 there on the downside, and then watch this key level right here, this 298. Okay, so we have right there that 100-day, and we have that 21-day. You got to get above that, but then you're going to start running right back into the thick of it again with the 8-day. And that 50-day. So you're going to need a big-time catalyst there. But this is what you're trading. 298 there on the upside, and then 284 here, roughly 285 here on the downside. That is going to be your trading. We lose it, well, we know exactly where we're going to go. Okay, if we go upside, we know exactly where we're going to go. Now, this is sideways action, not overbought, oversold. This momentum to the downside, which you can obviously see. And this looks like it's just a sideways action. So there isn't really that much to tell here about that. It's just that, to me, this is just a scalper. So I'll be looking for UNG, but if we lose this 2.847, then I'll be jumping into KOLD. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold. Okay, here we have gold. Obviously, still same old thing, same downtrend. Okay, see the 50-day stopped it, 50-day stopped it, 50-day stopped it. Then the 21-day took over, stopped it, stopped it, stopped it the whole way. Okay, see, this is why you trade the charts. If you know where it's going, okay, you know, how much money could you make? Okay, so the bottom line is this. We're trading against yesterday's candle. Okay, so you got 39.90 on the bottom, 41.125, 112 on the top. Okay, so your key levels that we're watching right here is going to be that 40.92. You got to get back above that. Right here, 41.26. That's going to be very, very crucial. Then we have this 8-day sitting at 42.24. Then we can venture all the way up here to your 50-day at 43.43, and then 43.51. Okay, then we have a retest at 44.03 level, and then we can come up to your 200-day, your 21-day, and your 100-day. Okay, so right now, there's nothing bullish about these charts. Nothing, zero, don't it? Okay, this is a downtrending situation until we close back above this 21-day and break that trend. Then we go up to the even bigger downtrend, which is going to be that 50-day, because you got to respect it on how many times that it stopped it in the past. Okay, so you could get a relief rally if it gets above that 8-day and that 21-day. We could get a nice possible release to that 50-day, but again, you got to be very careful. Now, what we're watching is yesterday's low, 39.90, and then right here, 39.55. Those are your two key on a level. We lose that, right here is where you're going to be going, is that 36.46. Now, they have positive divergence here, but this is sideways action. Okay, we have sideways action here. we're not done here, and we're definitely not done here. Okay, so this could crack that 39.55. Watch for that 36.46. All right, let's take a look at silver. Okay, here we have silver, pretty much the same scenario. Okay, so you can see how strong this 21-day is, holding it the whole way, all the way and down. Now, again, you could have another good relief rally here, just very, very easily. Okay, but the key is you got to get above 59.70, and we have to get above 61.53. That is going to be your key level before we can start heading for that 69 level. Now, we do have big time resistance right here at that 64.90 level. So if we can crack this area here to 61, then this is going to be very, very strong. Okay, and then we can get up to that 69 level. Then we can get up to the 72. Then we can get up to the 74 level. Okay, but again, there is nothing bullish about this chart. Nothing, zero. Okay, so right here, we're only sitting at 37. That's not overbought, oversold. Same sideways action here. This is not done, and this is not done. Same way with the gold. Now, what we're watching is yesterday's candle. Okay, so you're looking at that 60.04 on the high side, 57.16 on the downside. Once that is lost, then we can look at it here, 55.75. We lose that. Here's your target very simply at 48.85. Now for me, SLV, okay, all I'm doing is scalping it. Now this doesn't look like much, like I tell you pretty much every day. It doesn't look like much, but you can get some really good movement in the SLV. It's got a really good sweet spot because it's sitting right around that 50 to 53 mark, okay? So you can just trade it is all that's all this is, okay? This is not a bullish, it's going to here kind of a situation. This is not like a big time bearish, it's going to go all the way down there. You have to lose that 55.75 on a closing basis in order to attack that for 48.85. So just trade this. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Now this chart looks very good, okay? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we have a nice good double bottom here. Okay, very, very nice. 8-day crossed over 21-day, still looking very, very good. So yesterday you can see where it sold down, popped right back up again. Okay, so the trading in BITX is very, very good. Plus, this is only, BITX is only like a $12 deal. Okay, so I've been buying 7,000 shares and just trading that. Okay, so that's been working out very good. Now, I'm not taking any short here because you have a lot of good signs here that are positive. Okay, first of all, positive divergence, okay? Green over your red, that's number 2, okay? And then we have the inverse head and shoulders. We have the double bottom, and we have the 8 over top of that 21-day. I think it's a matter of time before we're gonna move up here. I think the big move on this is probably gonna be towards that fall area, okay? That's what I'm looking at. But again, if this plays out here, this should move up very, very nicely. Now, what we're looking here for on the downside is we want to make sure we hold this 64.093 level, and we want to hold this 63.281 there by Friday, okay, because this is a weekly chart. Now, we have this support level I'm watching right here, 63.656, and then your next level right there, 62.726. Those are your 2 key levels that you gotta hold, okay? If we don't, then we could definitely retest that 557.850. Very, very easy. But right now, we got a nice, good uptrending situation. So next in line here on the upside is going to be, look at that price channel, 67.360. All that is just the top of that candle, which is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Now, if you get above that, then right here is your target, 69.754. Okay, right here, 69.72. Okay, that's just a little bit below it. And then we have the 100-day at 70.41. So watch this 21-day on the upside, watch this 50-day on the upside, and watch that 100-day. Once we can clear that area here, then here's going to be your big target. It's going to be 83 level, okay? And then we come up here, roughly 82.676 level, and then we have your up here, 86, and then we come all the way up here to your 88. So there's a lot of good targets, but we got to get out of all this situation. Now, we are above the key 21-day and 8-day, which is very, very good. But we got to have a little bit of movement and see what the reaction is once it gets to that 67.360. That's going to be the key. What's going to happen? Does it start cracking up here and go for this 69 level here, 69 level? Or does it just hit that and come right back down again? Okay, so again, this is a trade. This is not a buy and hold. I'm going up here, going up there. We don't know where it's going to be going. Okay, let's take a look here now at Ethereum. Okay, here we have Ethereum. Now, when you look at Bitcoin, you look at Ethereum, okay, and then you look at gold, you look at silver. They were all doing really, really good until this whole war situation turned back in again. Once this is solved, but I think it's going to be a long time to solve, then these commodities, I think, will run. Okay, now again, we have the same thing here, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Okay, so we also have a nice good double bottom situation. Okay, so we're running up, look at the 8-day across the 21-day, looking very good. But this is what I'm talking about here. Okay, so we broke this key level right here, that 1851. Great, but now look where we are. You're right into that 50-day. Okay, see how strong that is? Okay, that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, when we look at here, we want to make sure that we hold that key 1744 level. Very, very key. Okay, but we got to get above right here. This is the key level, 1908. Once we do that, then we can aim right here for this 205, and then we have your 236. Once we get above that, okay, we got a nice good cruise right here to this 2475 level. And that's going to be very, very strong, as we can see here in the past. Now, this is what the same thing is same as Bitcoin. You got to break above these levels. That's going to be key. But you can see how it went right on in it. So this is what we're watching on downside. Okay, 1744. Right here, we're watching this 8-day. 1800. This is very, very key. Now you can see how it's holding. As long as that 1800 holds, we're looking very good. Okay, that's your support level. Your next level is going to be right there, 1744, and then 1720. Okay, those are your key downside levels. That is like a must-hold situation. If not, you can retest right down in this area here, that 1511 mark. Very, very easy. Okay, so again, if you're trading this here, you know, if you say, okay, I'm all out long, yeah, it sounds good, but you got to get above these lines on paper. Okay, that's the key. Okay, that's the key. Okay, you got to get above these key levels here. That 1908. Once we do that, then we have a nice good target there. We have a nice good target here. And then once we get above that 2036, then we can just float it right on up here, 2475. Now you can see here, not overbought or oversold. Plenty of room to run here. Okay, this is just getting started. This is getting started. Looks very, very good. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here later today, and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.